Whoever, whatever, wherever you may be, we are all connected. Good evening, everyone. I am your host, Ruby, and this is Connected Different Voices, One Passion, brought to you by the Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. And before we start, let me introduce to you our group, the Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, which was founded on March 30, 2021 by the three empowered women, Miss Maria Nemilu Rocio, Miss Eileen May Ramos, and Miss Lisel Marcos Fernandez. The Migrant Writers of Hong Kong is a social media platform that aims to connect migrant domestic workers, poets, artists, storytellers, and authors around the world. It allows members to share their poems, stories, arts, and photography. Our group features different challenges and segments that motivates every member to write and share their stories, poems, and essays. Every Monday, we have Monday Prompt, wherein the members are given a theme about daily life to share their poems and stories, and is moderated by Miss Lisel Marcos Fernandez. And we also have the Monday On Spotlight, featuring writers and poets in the community. Every Tuesday, we have the Creative Tuesday Challenge, in which we feature various artists sharing their artworks as an inspiration in writing. This challenge is presented by Miss Divina Orpilia Molina. Every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, we have Connected Different Voices, One Passion, in which we connect to multi-talented and diverse international poets, writers, and storytellers, delving into their works and achievements and learning from their experiences. Every Thursday, we have Thursday Photo Challenge, featuring aspiring photographers and using their photos as a motivation in writing. We also have the monthly photo challenge, in which each member will be given a specific photo which they can use as a basis in writing their piece with a theme that differs every month. Every Friday, we have the Friday Challenge, wherein we present different poetic devices and poetry forms as tools for the members to write their pieces. This challenge is being presented by Miss Maria Nemilo Rocio. And every first and third Sunday of the month, we have the Writers in Motion, featuring writers, poets, and authors in the community. The show was hosted by Miss Eileen May Ramos and Miss Maria Nemilo Rocio for the past episodes, and will be hosted by Miss Rubilyn Cadao for the upcoming episodes. And so, our guest for tonight is a Nepali poet and translator. He has two poetry collections to his credit. His works have been featured in many anthologies and online websites worldwide. Two of his poems were selected for the Best Asian Poetry 2021 anthology published by Kitaab Singapore. He was also longlisted for Medieval Poetry Contest 2021 and has attended the first Dhaka Translation Festival in Bangladesh in 2018. And so let's welcome our guest for tonight, Sir Chandra Guru. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Very good evening. Good evening to you, and good evening to everyone who are listening, both of us. I'm from Nepal.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to our show, and thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
So, sir, maybe you could tell us more about yourself.
I'm Chandra Gurung from Nepal. As you have already told, I'm a poet and a translator, and I have two anthologies of poetry. And very soon, within this week, my third anthology will come out, and it will be available in market. I love writing poems, and also I like translations. I do translations. Mainly, I translate poems. I have translated poems from Arabic, Hindi, and many English poets also I have translated into Nepali language. You are muted, Ruby.
Sorry for that, sir.
It's okay.
So, sir, when did you start writing, or when did you discover your passion in poetry?
Yeah. Actually, I loved reading since my school days. I loved books. I used to buy books, and I used to write poems when I was in class 6 and 7. And I remember my first poem, it was a rhyming poem about a kite. And I wrote it when I was, I think, 7th standard, and it got published also in one of the reputed English newspaper in India. And thus I was writing from my school days. But later, when I finished my high school, then due to some circumstances, I couldn't continue my writing. Then I finished my college, and somewhere in 2003, I opted to go Saudi Arabia for a job. And when I reached Saudi Arabia in 2003, then a kind of homesickness, it haunted me there. Then again I got attracted towards writing, and I again started writing poems. So by that time I was around 30 years old. So then I started writing speedily. So this is the story of my writing.
Oh, okay, sir. So, what inspires or motivates you in writing?
Generally, in my poems, you can read my society, my like a Nepali society, and you can find the living conditions of my people. So generally, what I do is like whatever things are happening around me in my surrounding, the things which attract me, which touch me, I'm writing those things. Pains and sorrows of the people, and the general situation of my country. So these are the main things, the condition of like a political condition of my country, societal condition of my country, and the general life situations of my people. So these things generally I'm bringing in my poetry.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you for that. And before we proceed to your first point, may read some comments here from Bernadette de la Cruz. Good evening to our host and guests. And good evening to thank you. And Lisel Marquez. Good evening to our amazing host and to our guest, Sir Chandra.
Thank you.
And to Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Thank you, Sir Chandra, for joining us. We do appreciate your support to us from the start. And Lisel Marcos Fernandez, a great journey that mold you for being you right now, sir. Thanks for your journey. And
Thank
that's
you.
all. So we may proceed to your first poem, sir.
Okay. This poem that is titled My Father's Face. And from the title of this poem, I got the title of my book. And this book was published in 2020. from Rubric publication in India. So the poem which I am going to read, it is titled My Father's Face. My father's face. Two eyes glitter like the sun and the moon. In that face, a kite of self confidence keeps flying. Beautiful orchids and rhododendrons bloom, combating the storms of calamities. On that face, a sun rises every morning to carry the burden of a new day. On that face, a sun rises every morning to carry the burden of a new day and returns at the end of the day, hiding every line of sorrows, carrying little parcels of joy, making the house and the patio bright. On that face, narrow are the eyes that read the world. Pug is the nose that looms with the raised self respect. Wrinkled are the cheeks where joys and sorrows glide. Chapped are the lips where smiles stage a march past. And the entire Mongol identity has been smoldered by the heat. And the entire Mongol identity has been smoldered by heat. Now it is the last stanza. But I am delightful. But I am delightful, happy beyond telling, when everyone says, when everyone says, you look exactly like your father. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that wonderful poem, sir. I can exactly relate with the last line. You look exactly like your father.
Yeah. This is the poem which describes about my father's face. What I was telling was that like my father's face is full of confidence, and it's like always full of happiness. So early in the morning he goes out for a day work, but whenever he comes back, he comes with a smiling face, and his nose is not that like good, eyes are like not that attractive, lips are cracked. Even then, when people say that your face looks exactly like your father, that moment I really feel very very happy. So this is the summary of the poem.
Thank you for that, sir. And we have another comment here from Nicey Likes. Good evening, Sir Chandra. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And from Anne Maureen, you are putting your community into a poetic world, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, for our next question. Uh, how did publishing your first book
My first book.
change? Yes, sir. How did publishing your first book change or affect the process of your writings?
Yeah, first book is really like a dream for a writer. Whenever someone like starts writing, then a dream he keeps in his heart is like publishing it. So as I informed earlier, I went to Saudi Arabia in 2003. Then I started writing my poems again, and I stayed there for 3 years. And when I came back to my motherland in 2006, I had like some 45 numbers of poems. Then my friends suggested me to publish a book. That was my first collection. So my first collection, it came out in 2007. When I started writing in 2003, then within 3 years I had written some 40-45 poems, and I came back to my country. Then my friends, the poets with whom I was in connection, they suggested me for a book, and in 2007 my first book came out. Yeah, definitely this first book, it inspired me to write more and more poems. Like I was afraid that first book, it was the only I could bring. I was afraid that I couldn't continue writing poems. I might not bring my second book out, but a kind of dream was there to improve my writing and write more and more poems. So after publishing my first book, I got inspired, and thus I started writing more and more poems. I learned writing poems, and whatever I wrote, I started to improve them. So in this way, my second book came out in 2020. It was like a little long gap, but I'm happy that I could bring my second book. So it was all because of my first book that inspired me to write more and more poems and to bring my second book out.
Oh, thank you for that, sir. Have you ever had that moment where you regret sharing your poems or publishing your book?
Ruby, come again. I could. Okay. Yeah, I can read the question here.
Ah, okay, sir.
Uh, No, no regrets at all. No regrets at all. Ruby, I have not read your poems, but you must be like very close to poetry. And really, poems are never such things that we have to regret. Poems are such beautiful things, they help to bring out our emotions, feelings, and definitely poems in this way they help us. So I never regretted sharing my poems with others or publishing my poems. I always loved it, because whenever I published my poems, whenever I shared my poems, I made more and more people. Example is here. Look, I am from Nepal. I was in a Gulf country, but I'm in connection with many poetry lovers in Singapore. Now you people from Hong Kong, we are connected. So poetry is such a nice bridge that between the people. So it's not a matter of matter to regret. It is matter to be appreciated and loved. Thank you.
Ah, thank you, sir. Yeah, indeed. We have a comment here. It's Lisel Marcos Fernandez. I remember that poem. It reminds me of my father. A great poem, sir.
Thank you, Lizel. Thank you very much.
And Anne Maureen. Oh, I miss my father. I am my father's look alike. That's what most people told me.
Lucky, you are lucky
Yeah.
one.
And yes, we should always be proud of what we love doing.
Yeah, right.
And have you ever experienced rejection of your poems, sir, or writings?
Yeah, it's a very normal, it's a very normal thing that you get rejections. In At the beginning, it's more when you are new in this journey, when you are new in writing poems, and definitely when you write, you like to publish it somewhere online in a print media somewhere, and it's very natural and natural that you get rejections, but you never give up because of these rejections. Okay, it's a procedure, because when we are new, we have very limited circle people, the editors, the people who are in magazines, they don't know us, so they may not give space to us. So it's very natural, but we should never get disappointed with the rejections. Okay, rejections are very normal procedure. The thing is, you have to keep on writing, You have to keep on sending them for the publication. So rejection is a very normal thing. It happens with each and everyone. Okay. So rejections, I also got a lot of rejections. I also got a lot of rejections. Somewhere I got like hopeless also, but never to give up. Rejections, it happens.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you for that. And have you have you read bad reviews or comments about your poems or writings, and how did you deal with it, sir? If there's any.
Yeah, it happens. Some people they give good comments, some people they give bad comments, because poetry, a single poetry poem cannot satisfy each and everyone, because we human beings are different in nature. We have different habits, we show different behavior. So this one single poem cannot satisfy each and everyone. Some they like war poems, some they like love poems, some they like satires. So it happens that some they will appreciate your poem, some they will give bad reviews or the bad comment for your poem, but never get like disappointed. The poem which cannot attract one reader, definitely that poem can attract other readers. So it happens sometimes your poem will fetch you the good reviews. Sometimes the same poem can get you the bad reviews. So it happens. We cannot satisfy each and every reader.
Ah, yes, sir. I agree with that. We can please everybody.
Yeah.
So, what was the hardest scene or poems have you ever written, sir?
My country, Nepal, for long time, there were a lot of political struggles. The rulers we got, they were never up to our expectations. And in this run, what happened was like a lot of revolutions took place in my country. We had to fight against our autocratic rulers, sometimes our corrupted these politicians. So, and one time what happened, my country, it went into battle. Okay, there was insurgency in Nepal. Maoist guerrillas, they were fighting against with the government army. So in that time, like my country was gripped in a war or a battle. So in that time, the people's life that was in trouble, it was very tough for them. They were like crushed in between the fight between this government army and the insurgent Maoist guerrillas. So that time, those scenes and the killed people and their relatives, pain, sorrows, all those things, when I wanted to bring in my poems, it was very difficult, really very difficult to like capture their emotions, feelings, and changing them into the poem. It was a difficult time, so I felt very difficult writing in those days.
Oh, okay, sir, that's too sad, really. It's hard to express the pain and the fears.
Yeah.
And so we have some comments again here from Arun Jalain. Good evening, beautiful host, and to Sir Chandra. Nice to see you on
Good
screen
evening.
again.
Thank
And
you.
from Miss Maria. Good evening, lovely host and Sir Chandra.
Thank you, Miss Nemez.
And from Romjali again. I strongly agree with you, Sir Chandra. Some ignored your poems also. It's not suits to their taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Thank you.
from Anne Maureen, sometimes our poems may not fit or nor may not be the one they're looking for. Yet let these rejections be our inspiration to write better.
Nice spirit, Annie. I appreciate.
And from Bernadette de la Cruz,
Yeah, our
rejections.
friend.
Rejections for me is a challenge to do more and better. It is still a blessing to be thankful of or for improvement. Thank you for the wisdom you are sharing, Sir Chandra.
Thank you,
And
Benedict. You are right.
from Lisel Marcos, I agree with you, Sir Chandra. Rejection is normal that happens to us, but it's a way for us to be better.
Yeah, Liesel, you are right.
Oh,
Appreciate. Thanks for the comment.
thank you. And then maybe we can hear your second point, sir.
Okay. So nice. Lot of friends are doing comments. All friends whom I have met in Facebook, and almost we are in regular touch through the comments. Okay, then I will read one second poem. Okay. Okay, this is a love poem, and the title of the poem is Lovely Moon. The moon, the moon appears atop a hill and stealthily descends, slips into the well, lands on a river bank. Perhaps it is looking for its love inside the night's bosom. The moon mounts atop the shoulders of the trees, over each of the leaves, over each of the sylvan boughs. It can be spotted everywhere, at the doorsteps of every home, at every nook, every corner, on the windows, along the streets, and at times vanishes from every eye. Beloved, you show up in the firmament of my heart and become a lovely, radiant moon. Thank you.
Thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, those
Wonderful. It's
those who want to read, they can read it. It's not that clear, but because my recitation is not that clear, I think.
it's okay, sir.
Anyways, I will post it somewhere in the comment, and my lovely friends they can read it.
Yes, sir. That's a really wonderful point. It's a really lovely moon. They
Thank
said
you,
it's clear, sir, by migrant writers of Hong Kong.
thank you.
So, does writing energize or exhaust you, sir?
Writing is really difficult task. You can easily realize it because you people are all poets and writing poems. Writing is not that easy. Writing is it's like related or compared with giving birth to a baby. So that is never an easy task to give birth. It's a really exhausting, tiring job. But once the baby birth takes place, then a kind of like a happiness it's there. So writing poems in that procedure it's exhausting. It takes a lot of time. You need to give a lot of hard work. But once the birth is over, a baby takes birth, then really it's a very happy moment. So it's like energizing, we can say.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. It really brings out our inner self writing poems or stories. Aside from poetry, sir, what else do you do?
Mm. Yeah, I do translations. As I told earlier, I love poems, and when I read mm, poems from other countries in English, then really I feel like bringing those poems to my people in Nepal in Nepali language. So, beside writing, I do translation, and I was working in Bahrain. But time being, I'm here in Nepal. So I had regular job, and about writing, I write poems and I do translation. So these are the main things I'm doing. Thank you, Mari.
And we still have one question, sir. What for you is a good poem?
A good poem is what that touches readers' heart. So, good poem. Generally, the poets, what they say is, the poets they write for their satisfaction. But somewhere, a poem is a good one or bad. That is decided by the reader. That is decided by the critics, reviewers. So, firstly, what I feel is a good poem must be full of feelings, emotions that must impress the reader. And when we go beyond explaining or defining poetry or a good poem, then there are some principles while writing the poems. Poems should not be like the songs. The poems, they should not be like the fiction. The poems, they should not be like the stories. So, what characters of a poetry that differentiate it from the fiction, song, and other uh, things is a good poem must have metaphors. Good poems, they must have some similes, and good poems, they must have some unique way of expression. A good poem must have some beauty of language. It should not be simple like writing a story. It should not be straight like writing essay. A good poem must have these things, a good poem must have a metaphor, similes, and also good poems must have emotions, feelings, and also good poems must serve some thoughts. These things I believe must be there in the poems.
Thank you for that, sir. It contains tips on how to write a good poem. From Lisel Marcos Fernandez, wonderful poem, sir. Thank you for reading your poem.
Thank you, Lizel.
From Miss Marjorie Fuentes, thank you for the lovely moon, sir.
Thank you. I will share it somewhere in the comment so that you can read it clearly.
Yeah. Migrant
Yeah,
Writers of Hong Kong said, please share it also in the comment section if you
yeah,
can, sir.
definitely I
Thank
will
you,
do it
sir.
because my recitation may not be clear. So I will share it somewhere in the comment so that you can read it. Definitely I will do it.
And from Groomjale, Sarah K once said, writing a P is like pooping. It's difficult, hard, but it needs to come out.
Yeah. I didn't get the comment properly. Yes,
I
Ruby,
think
you
right.
kindly explain me.
I think it said writing is like pooping. It's difficult. It's difficult to come out, but it needs to come out.
Yeah,
It,
yeah, yeah, definitely. In previous question, answered. It's very difficult job. Writing poetry is never easy. You have to be firstly get touched by some scene, some incident, and you have to make up your mind to bring those things in your poem. Then you have to collect the words, you have to choose the proper suitable words, you have to assemble them to make it a beautiful poem. Yes, it's very difficult, but once it is done, then you are relaxing, then you feel relaxed.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Maybe this one can follow up for what he said. Can you share some ideas when we experience writer's block, sir?
Mm, can you share some ideas when we experience writer's block, sir? Thank you. I realize that she's saying that once you become writer, then what are the experiences? I hope I'm not wrong. Yes, Ruby.
When you have a writer's block, do you believe in writer's block, sir?
That means like a writers group.
Block. How to say that? When you can think of something to write, or when you can think of some ideas to write about,
Can
what
you
will
share
you
some
do?
ideas when we experience writer's block, sir? Thank you. That means still the question is not that clear to me. Maybe I'm unable to understand. That means what?
It means, sir, when you want to write something, but no ideas are coming out from your mind.
Uh, yeah, yeah, that means like your ideas
Yes.
are blocked.
Yes, sir. Block.
You are
Mm.
stopped.
Yes, sir.
Writing is a spontaneous process. Sometimes the ideas pop up all of sudden, spontaneously. Okay, within a second you can make a wonderful poem. And sometimes you give lot of time, you think a lot, you like work hard, even then no good poetry comes out. So it happens, sometimes you are stopped giving a good poem. It happens, sometimes it happens. So my suggestion is, at that time, drink a glass of water, cool down, and start from the beginning again. I think that is the best way when you are stopped, when you are blocked.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. Just sit and relax.
Yeah, yeah, that is the only way out we have. It's never late. It's never late, because people are never going to ask you how long you took to write this wonderful poem. People, they will go for a good poem only. They will say, wow, what a beautiful poem you have written. They will never ask how long you took to write this poem. They will just appreciate whether you have written it in a second, or you have taken a long 1 month to write it. They will just
Yeah.
appreciate the poem. So never worry about the time you have like spend in writing poems. Okay, some poems they come out in a second, some poems they may take 1 month. And I have met many poets, they like they have spent some 2 3 years to write a poem also. So time doesn't matter. What matters is like your poem should come out very beautifully.
Yeah, I agree with that because sometimes I also experience writer's block, and when that happens, I just watch dramas or listen
That's
to
very good.
music.
Yeah, very good.
Listen. From Lisel Marcos, thank you for sharing your ideas and wisdom, sir. And we have another question from Miss Nemilu. How does writing created an impact on your life, sir?
Writing is a really wonderful thing. Okay, reading and writing, they go parallel. No one can write without reading. Those who read a lot, they can write a lot. So writing is really very much useful for our life. When we write, when we write, I feel we go very close to our life. When we write, life comes very close to us. Not only the life, when we write, the people, they also come very close to us. The society where we are living, we go very close to the society. So writing is like um, taking yourself very close to the people, taking yourself very close to the society where you are living. So writing changes your life. Definitely writing makes you to take your life very seriously. Writing makes you to improve your lifestyle. All the people are not perfect. Or some have like they have some drawbacks. So writing, it helps to improve our lifestyle. It helps to change our lifestyle. Also it helps to change ourselves. And also it inspire inspires us to change our bad society also. So writing is really very connected with the life, and writing is really very useful in life.
Yes, sir, I agree. Writing can also freshen up the mind.
Yeah, it opens up the mind.
Yeah, yes, sir, I agree.
We become more liberal.
And so, with all your writings and poems, sir, which are the most closest to your heart and why?
My poems, all of the poems are definitely close to my heart because they are my child. And a mother, she never discriminate among her children. So being a poet, I also don't find the differences between my poems. I love them all. But sometimes it happens like some poems, they become very close to our heart. They are very much like the product of our life experiences. So some poems are there which are very close to my heart, like this my poem, My Father's Face, where I have like tried to sketch my father's life. My father, he worked hard for us. Oh, he worked hard for our family. Despite his hardships, he never complained. So this poem about my father, titled My Father's Face, it is close to my heart. And also there is one another poem about mother. uh, in that poem, what I have tried to say is like most of the some one son is outside away from family. So when he comes back, mother's face uh, becomes smiley. So that poem is also close to my heart. And some other poems are there which I have written about my Nepali society. So generally some poems, they become very close to us.
Yes, sir. And with your long years of experience, what are the tips or what advices can you give to the aspiring writers or poets out there?
Yeah, writing is a long process. Okay, so rejections are there, bad reviews are there, but never get disappointed. Read a lot, read the books, read the newspaper, read the people, read the incidents taking place in your surrounding, read your society, experience those things, and try to bring them in your poems, and keep writing and writing. Never get disappointed, never get rejected, or never feel bad because of the rejections. Just keep reading and keep writing, and definitely one day there will be a wonderful time for you. You will be a good poet. writing a lot of good poems. So never feel rejected, never feel get disappointed. Just keep on writing, keep on reading. Definitely there will be a lot of improvements in your writing, and gradually it will be seen in your writings. So my suggestion is keep on writing, keep on reading.
Thank you for that, sir. That it's very useful. And from the migrant writers of Hong Kong, exactly, sir. You can't write and create poems in a studio if you don't read. Reading is important.
Yes.
And so, sir, you said you have your Nepali poem. Maybe you
Yes,
can
I
maybe
will
you
read
can read
Nepali
now.
poem also. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Because a lot of Nepalese are there in Hong Kong. I know that. Even my
Yes, sir.
relative, my father-in-law, he's also in Hong Kong right now also. So all those Nepalese who are in Hong Kong, they may like this poem.
Okay, sir, go ahead.
मेरो कविताको शीर्षक छ परदेश। परदेशमा सधैँ गगनचुम्बी सपना देख्ने गरेका दुई आँखा ल्याएको छु। रात दिन खटिरहने हातहरू ल्याएको छु। नाप्दैछन् खुट्टाले थप उकाली ओरालीहरू। परदेशमा ओठ पनि ल्याएको छु, कहिले काहीँ जो मुस्कुराउँछ पनि। हृदयभरि उमङ्गहरू नाच्छन्, जीवनमा खुसीहरू फुल्छन्। समयले हात पारेको छ थुप्रै सुख सुविधाहरू। साथी सब थोक छ परदेशमा, उमङ्ग, मुस्कान, हाँसो, सुख मात्रै छुटेको छ। यी सब जतनपूर्वक सम्हाल्ने मुटु उतै घर देशमा। धन्यवाद। थ्याङ्क यू। Yes, Ruby, I am
Thank you
done
for
with
that,
my poem.
sir.
So,
Maybe you can translate it for
yeah,
the.
definitely, definitely. It's like a poem dedicated to all those who are staying away from mother and motherland. Okay, so this poem is about those overseas workers who are forced or compelled to stay away from their homes. Okay, my poem goes like this. To this land overseas, I have brought from home a pair of eyes that always dreams exceptionally high. I have brought hands that work day and night to bedeck life while feet walk up and down the hills of existence. I have brought overseas a pair of lips which occasionally display a smile. Excitement dances all over my heart. Happiness bloom in my life, and time has procured all luxuries it can. My friend, this far off land has everything: excitement, smiles, laughter, and luxury. Only that the heart that could safely harbor all these is left at my home, far away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was wonderful. And Anne
Thank
Marine
you.
said, "So beautiful listening. How you read it on your own language, sir."
Thank you. That was for my Nepalese friends in Hong Kong.
And from the migrant writers of Hong Kong, hope they can watch this in the future, sir. Please share it to them.
Definitely, I will do it. Definitely.
And from Miss Nems, Thank you so much for the very inspirational poem, Sir Chandra.
Thank you, Miss Nemez.
And we have a question here from Miss Bernadette de la Cruz. What do you think is the impact of your poems to your Nepali community, sir?
Okay, yeah. At the beginning, what happens is like we write our feelings, emotions. That happens with all. Okay, when some new poet starts writing, he expresses his feelings and emotions in his writings. Whatever he experiences, whatever he sees, what incidents and things touch him, he tries to bring them all in his writings. But you know what happens? Gradually, then the writing, it is no more a passion. For the serious poets, for the serious writers, gradually the writing turns from passion to responsibility. When we start to write about our society, when we write about the pain and the sufferings of our people, then it becomes our responsibility to show the real face of our society, so that no more remains the passion. Then it becomes the responsibility of a writer towards his society. So these days when I am writing, what I keep in my mind is like my poems must uh, put some impact on the readers who are reading my poems. When I write about the wrong deeds of my rulers, then it, in that case also, it's my responsibility to bring their bad deeds in my writing, so that the general people may know how bad are our rulers, or if some rulers are doing good, then that is my responsibility to bring his good works to the people, general people. So my like a main point I wanted to tell is like when our writing becomes mature, then it no more remains the passion, it becomes the responsibility towards the people living with us, to the society where we are living. So definitely in this case what happens is like your creations, they must impact the society and the people. So I try to do these things in my poems. I also like want there must be some impact of my poems to my people and in the society where I'm living.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you for that. It's a very patriotic way of writing. And from Shades and Pens, good evening, Mr. Guru. What has your writing changed your personality? Or how does your writing
Mm,
change your personality?
yeah, the the main change I felt is like it made me more responsible. Responsible, definitely it happens. Yes or no, Ruby? I hope you can feel it, realize it. We become responsible, we become serious, and we try to go deep in the things. Once you start writing for your society, for your people, then definitely you become responsible. Then you started to like calculate, you do calculations, what should I write, what should not I write, what type of writings are useful, what types of writings are not useful. Then like you start demarking, separating the good and bad, right and wrong. So this change I felt once I started to write, I felt more responsible. This change I felt in my life after I started writing. And about a personality, general things like once you are a writer, definitely you have to go among the people. So then you have to prepare yourself, you have to be more like serious about yourself, you have to do some changes in your behavior. So these things are there. I might have done or not done these things, but the most important thing I felt is, as I said earlier, I felt I have to be more responsible.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. And from Marjorie Fuentes, thank you for that piece, sir.
You are welcome.
And from Miss Bernadette de la Cruz, thank you so much, Sir Chandra. I can sit and listen to your wisdom while relaxing and having my favorite coffee. Responsibility indeed.
So nice, so nice. Hope somewhere, someday, we will be sharing coffee.
And from Shades and Pens, your response is outstanding. Thank you. And
Thank you to you.
do you hide any secrets in your books, sir?
Ruby, come again.
Uh, do you do you hide any secrets in your books, sir, or in your poems?
Oh, nothing to hide, okay? Because when you are writing for the society, you are writing for the people, you are writing for the readers. And poetry, I think nothing to hide in the poetry. You are writing about autobiography, about yourself, or about your life cycle, or about your life incidents. In that case, it may happen that you may hide something. Okay, in autobiography, it may happen that you are hiding some secrets about your life, or when you are writing memories. In these cases, it happens that writer, they may hide some secrets about their lives. Poetry is a very open thing. Poetry is for the readers, poetry lovers. So I don't think we have to hide something in poetry. Poetry is like an open book, like it goes very straight from writer to reader, and it's enjoyable. So there is nothing to hide in poetry. Oh, whatever things touch you, you just write them in the words, you decorate them, you polish them, and it becomes poem. So there is nothing to hide in poetry, nothing. And I have never hidden anything in my poetry. I had some grievances against my rulers, I wrote them in my poems. I had love feelings for somebody, I have shown that in my love poems. I had respect for someone, I have shown it in my poems. So in my case, I have never hidden something like this in my poems.
Okay, sir. So there's no secret at all.
Yeah, I have never done, and I hope you people are also not doing it. Whenever you felt a love for someone, you have expressed it. When you had grievances or anger for someone, I hope you have expressed it. Yes or no? So we have nothing to hide in poetry.
Okay, sir. From Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, wanna join you in a coffee with Bernadette too, sir.
Oh, most welcome, most welcome, most welcome. We are all poetry lovers. We are from the same circle, and we are like-minded people. Sitting together, sharing the poems, listening to each other's poems, and discussing about the poems. That is really a fun. That is really enjoyable. And my suggestion is, all you people are doing that, I know. You have regular meetings, regular conferences, and you people are sitting together, having coffee and discussing each other's poetry. You can realize how fun it is. It is always nice to have poetry lovers together, enjoying coffee or tea and discussing about poetry. It is really fun, relaxing.
I agree, sir. And from Anne Maureen, poetry is a door of feeling and emotions that is open widely for the readers to embrace.
Yes, Annie, you are right. We write our emotions feelings, and the readers, they will definitely like it, because they, some of them may have the same feelings and emotions. They may get connected to you through your poetry. So that happens, and that is good.
From Shades and Pens, very true. No hidden
Yeah.
secret. Pen it.
Yes, just open up the doors of your heart and let the emotions and feelings come out. Let them uh, change in the words and reach to your readers.
From Shades and Pens
Ah, wow,
again.
yes, right.
Pen it and let the readers guess and imagine.
Yeah, give some homework to the readers also. Let them do some homework.
So for another question, sir, does
Yeah,
your
nice questions.
does your family support your passion in poetry, sir?
It happens. You people have known some writers are lucky. They got very supportive family. They got very supportive partners. They always encourage them to write. They always inspired them to write and publish. But in some cases, some unlucky writers were also there, whose family, they never supported them, who never liked them to write. So in my case, like my wife, my wife is not that fascinated towards poetry, but when I am writing, she never disturbs me. Whenever I am going to some poetry programs, functions, she never stops me. But my brother's children, they are very supportive, because they also love poetry. They like to read poetry. So they encourage me, they inspire me, they like my writing poems. So you can make it out. It's almost 18 or 19 years I have been writing poems. That means I made this journey because of their support and inspiration, because of their love. If they had not supported, then I would have stopped my writing somewhere long back.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you for that. And I think we answered this a while ago, but let me read it. From Marjorie Fuentes, do you regret sharing your work publicly? Do you trust the reader in a world of instant gratification and instant communication?
Some writers, some poets, they say they write for their pleasure. They say they are just putting their emotions and feelings in the words, in the form of poems, and that is for their self satisfaction. Actually, the true purpose of the writing, that is fulfilled when it reaches to the readers. You are writing something and hiding it, not publishing it, then you are doing injustice to your writing, I feel. Whatever you are writing, please bring them out, let others also read. Some people may get some good lessons from your writings. Some people may get some encouragement from your writings. So there is no need to hide it, or no need to stop it from publications. Publish them, let them reach to the wider range of readers. Let them get your writings, let them learn your experiences, let them get something from your life experiences. So it is wise to get them published. It is good to take them to the readers. That is the best way of communication with the readers. That is the best way of communicating with the society. You write and show to them, they will read and give you the reviews. So it becomes two-way communication. In this way, you may get some ideas also, you may get some suggestions also. In this process, you may improve your writings. So let it reach to the readers, and let the readers comments and the feedbacks reach to you. So it is a never it's a gaining job, gaining process.
Oh, it's a give and take.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You give poetry and get the comments, lovely comments.
Yes. And from Anne Maureen, a genuine support of a person who do really believe in you is enough to retain the flame of our passion in writing.
Absolutely. Even a single touch is enough. A single word of inspiration is also enough. That really supports, that really uh, helps.
And from the Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, thank you, sir, for your words. I always learn something every time I watch you live.
So nice of you. You people gave me chance. Really, I appreciate. You people are always giving me chances. I appreciate. You people are really poetry lovers. You yourself are poets. You people are working a lot for the development and the promotion of poetry and poets. I highly appreciate you people.
Thank you, sir.
Despite the busy hours of your working life, you are giving time to your poems. You are supporting others. Really, God will bless you all.
And from Eileen Sidon, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And so I think this will be my final question for tonight, sir. What is your advice for our viewers or the writers and authors out there?
Yeah, that we already spoke about that. Read a lot, write a lot, never get disappointed with the rejections. They are normal. And you people are very passionate about the poetry and literature. That is very nice thing. I see in the Facebook, in your groups, you people are all together working for the literature, working for the poems. You are arranging regular meetings, reciting recitation programs. I see you all people together. That is very encouraging and that is really very helpful. So my suggestion beside this is like keep reading, keep writing, give time for writing, and get like connected with each other. In a group, you can do a lot. That's all.
Yes, thank you for that, sir. And from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, we do appreciate your support too, sir.
I love to support you people because you people are full of good feelings. You people are supportive. You people are kind-hearted. You people are affectionate. You people are very loving people. Really, you people are very loving people. So I must thank you all.
Uh, Here's a from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Thank you so much, Sir Chandra, for gracing our invitation. This live is very remarkable. Hope to see you around for more poetry connection in the future. I will always remember how it's supportive. You are in many ways.
Thank you, migrant writers of Hong Kong. Thank you to you all who are associated in this organization, all of you who are working together. I really love to see you all together, and it's really inspiring to me as well. I see you people working together, all friendly to each other, connected always with each other. I really feel happy.
And from Vicel Marcos, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, sir. We always remember that for us to be a better writer.
Thank you, Lizel. I really feel happy to uh, come here because you people love poetry. There is a poet in your hearts, and being a poet, I really love the company of poets and poetry lovers. Myself, I'm grateful to be with you all people because you people are true poetry lovers. You have very much too much love for the poetry, and I highly appreciate you people for loving poetry, for loving the people like us from different world who are writing poems. I appreciate lot of appreciations.
From Marjorie Fuentes, thank you, sir, for sharing your wisdom to us. And from Miss Nix, God bless you, sir.
God bless you all.
And from Miss Bernadette again. And you are our sunshine, Sir Chandra, in Migrant Writers of Hong Kong.
You people are always welcoming. You people have provided vast universe to the poets and writers. You people have very big heart like universe, vast universe.
Thank you for that, sir.
Appreciations.
And from Miss Nance, read a lot and write a lot.
Thank you, Miss Nemes. I must do it. You people also do that.
So, sir, maybe you can promote your book.
Sorry, I can go
Uh,
off now.
maybe you can promote your book first, sir.
Book, no, what I was saying, like, my very new book is coming soon, and within this week, it will be in the market. So it will be in Nepali actually. But if a lot of Nepalese are there in Hong Kong, so if I find someone to take my book to Hong Kong, then I will send some copies to you, my friends there in Hong Kong. This is my father's face. It's in English, so you people can read it, and you can give me the feedback. So I hope if I find someone coming to Hong Kong, then definitely I will send some copies of this book to you friends in Hong Kong, that I will love to do it.
Thank you, sir. We'd appreciate that. And so maybe that's all for tonight, sir. And we have a comment here. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing our
You are
channel tonight.
welcome, Bernadette.
And from Miss Bernadette, and
Welcome, Miss Nemes.
congratulations
Thank
to
you.
your new book.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. God bless you more. From Lisel
Yeah,
Marcos.
thank you. Thank you, Lizel. Thank you. Lot of thanks to you, supporting us for a whole 1 hour. You were there with us. Not only you, all other friends who were commenting, listening us, Ruby and myself. We appreciate you people. Your comments made us to enjoy this show, this time of 1 hour. We really enjoyed. It was so nice to read your comments, listen your questions, and replying them. We both enjoyed. Yes or no, Ruby?
Yes, sir. Though I'm too
We
nervous.
enjoyed. Our friends, they supported continuously. It
Yes, sir.
was nice to find them around.
And from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, congratulations again and again, sir. We are excited to read your books. And from
Definitely, I will
Eileen,
send some of the copies.
yes, sir. We will look forward for that, sir. Thank you. And okay, that's it. Thank you again, sir, for gracing our show tonight.
Okay. Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you,
Your
sir.
questions were so lovely questions related to poetry. I enjoyed. Thank you to
Uh,
you. And please convey my thanks to each and every friend of yours. Okay, they're in Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Thank you. You gave me nice chance to speak about my experiences, about my poems. It was wonderful night. Thank you.
uh, Thank you, sir, and good night,
Okay, good night.
everyone.
Good night, everyone. Sleep well, sweet dreams. So I'm shining off. Okay.